Welcome to Global World Watch. Please subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Some people just look the part. Marco Reyes didn't. At 5'4", quiet and reserved, he hardly fit the image of a United States Marine. He moved from the Philippines with a dream that seemed too big for his frame. Most people doubted him, sometimes with a look, sometimes with a whisper. A Marine? At his size? It sounded impossible. But Marco didn't care about appearances. He cared about proving himself. While others talked, he worked, running until his lungs burned, doing push-ups until his arms failed, and learning everything about the Corps. He knew he'd have to work twice as hard just to be seen as equal. He didn't complain. He just prepared. For Marco, becoming a Marine was about honor, courage, and commitment, qualities that have nothing to do with height. He wanted to be part of something bigger, to prove to himself and his family that he belonged. As he packed for Parris Island, he carried more than clothes. He carried the weight of expectation and a burning resolve. The world saw an underdog. Marco saw a challenge. He was ready to show that the size of a man's fight is what truly matters. The journey was about to begin. He wasn't just chasing a dream. He was answering a calling. The doubters would soon see what determination looks like. Marco Reyes was about to step into the fire, and he was ready. Marine Corps boot camp doesn't ease you in. It throws you into the deep end. Marco's first step onto the yellow footprints at Parris Island was the end of his old life. The chaos was immediate, shouting drill instructors, shaved heads, uniforms replacing civilian clothes. Individuality vanished. Marco became just another recruit. The pace was relentless. Every mistake was called out. Every second counted. For Marco, the adjustment was brutal. He had to find his voice, move with urgency, and adapt fast. Doubt crept in, but he focused on the task at hand. He learned to trust the process, no matter how harsh. The platoon became his new family. Success or failure would be shared. The real training had begun, and Marco was determined to survive it. He wasn't just fighting for himself, he was fighting to belong. The transformation was underway. The initial strength test, pull-ups, crunches, a timed run, was Marco's first real hurdle. The pull-up bar loomed, a challenge for someone his size. Back home, Marco had trained relentlessly, building strength one shaky rep at a time. On test day, nerves ran high. Failure meant a setback he couldn't afford. When his turn came, Marco blocked out the noise and focused on the bar. He pulled himself up again and again, hitting the minimum, and then one more for good measure. He passed the test, completed the crunches, and finished the run within time. It wasn't flashy, but it was enough. For Marco, it was a victory over doubt, his own and everyone else's. The drill instructors noticed. He had earned his place. Relief was brief. Tougher challenges lay ahead. But Marco had proven he belonged. The journey was far from over. He was ready for whatever came next. The underdog was still in the fight. Boot camp isn't just about strength. It's about agility, courage, and teamwork. The confidence course tested all of that, with obstacles designed to push every recruit to their limits. For Marco, some challenges seemed impossible, but he watched, learned, and adapted. He used technique and momentum to overcome his lack of reach. His quiet focus became an asset. He helped others, offered advice, and became a steady presence in his platoon. The drill instructors took notice. Marco wasn't just thinking about himself, he was supporting his team. Every obstacle conquered built his confidence. He learned his size could be an advantage, lighter, more agile, quick to adapt. Trust in himself and his brothers grew. Marco was no longer just the small guy, he was a valuable teammate. Respect was earned, not demanded. The wall of self-doubt was crumbling. Fear is a constant companion at boot camp, and the 30-foot rappel tower is where it comes alive. Marco's fear of heights was real, but he faced it head-on. Standing on the platform, heart pounding, he remembered his purpose. He trusted his training, leaned back, and stepped into the void. Terror turned to focus as he controlled his descent. At the bottom, relief and pride replaced fear. The lesson was clear. Courage isn't the absence of fear, but action in spite of it. Marco had faced the monster and won. The exercise wasn't just about repelling, it was about functioning under stress. Marco walked away changed, more confident than ever. Each challenge was shaping him. He was learning to master fear, not be mastered by it. The transformation continued. The Crucible, 54 hours of exhaustion, hunger, and relentless challenges. It's where everything you've learned is put to the test. For Marco, it was the ultimate trial of willpower and teamwork. Sleep-deprived and hungry, every step was a battle. Some recruits broke down, but Marco's quiet strength kept him moving. He squared away his gear, stayed disciplined, and helped others. His endurance surprised everyone. When others faltered, Marco was there to lift them up. He didn't seek praise. He just did what Marines do. In leadership challenges, his calm logic made a difference. He led by example, not by volume. The Crucible revealed true character. Marco's resolve became a beacon for his team. He was proving what real leadership looks like. The Crucible forges more than Marines, it forges brotherhood. Suffering together, Marco's platoon became a true team. When a larger recruit struggled, Marco stayed by his side, offering quiet encouragement. One more step. We're not leaving you. That solidarity gave strength to the whole team. The challenges were relentless. Casualty carries, resupply missions, night navigation. Marco's steady presence was a rock for his fire team. He never lost focus, never let stress break him. The Crucible melted away differences. Only the mission and the team mattered. Marco's greatest strength was his heart and his head. He fought not just for himself, but for everyone beside him. That's the spirit of the Corps. Marco Reyes embodied it completely. The underdog had become the engine of his team. The final test, the 9-mile hike up the Reaper. Exhausted but determined, Marco and his platoon marched together toward the summit. At the top, the drill instructor's tone changed. Pride replaced intimidation. The eagle, globe, and anchor ceremony began. Marco received the emblem, and with it, the title he'd fought so hard for, Marine. All the pain and doubt faded away. He was no longer a recruit. He was part of a brotherhood. The first real meal in days tasted like victory. Marco looked at his fellow Marines. No longer strangers, but family. He had proven the doubters wrong. More importantly, he had proven something to himself. The journey had changed him forever. He was a Marine. Marco Reyes' story isn't just about a small man making it as a Marine. It's about grit, heart, and the power of relentless determination. He was underestimated at every turn, but he outworked and outlasted everyone's expectations. True strength isn't loud, it's steady, resilient, and focused. Marco led by example, inspiring others through action, not words. His quiet nature was his secret weapon. He proved that discipline and preparation matter more than genetics. In the end, Marco earned the title of Marine through honor, courage, and commitment. His story is a reminder. The obstacles we face are only as big as we let them be. You don't need to be a giant to have a giant's heart. In the moments that count, it's heart that makes the difference. Marco Reyes showed us all what that really means.